Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope y'all are having a fantastic week. Today's video has been 4 months in the making. As you can see by the title, we are finally doing my patio makeover extravaganza. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to finding inspiration for Gothic patios, I haven't found a whole lot. I've tried to dig into the depths of Pinterest, which is my normal go-to for finding inspiration to figure out how I want to lay out, how I want things to look in my home. All I found really on Pinterest was really cool gardening, gothy gardening areas, and if you live in an apartment like moi, you don't have an area to garden and you can't just throw out a bunch of really cool plants because not everything does great in pots. So also, if you're like yours truly, keeping plants alive is a struggle. I'm surprised that the plants I'm showing you in this video are still living, and they have been living for a few months. So while I couldn't find a whole lot of inspiration for what to do with your patio to make it a spooky, gothy, lovely area to retreat to the outside to, I think I came up with something that worked relatively well. I hope that this video gives you guys some inspiration on what to do if you also live in a similar situation where you only have a little outdoor area. And if you guys have any ideas for what you've done with your patios, or if you have any cool links to sites that I should check out to add decor to my apartment patio area, let me know. I would love to have more suggestions. So let's start out with what the patio looked like before I even started doing anything. As you can see, it's a barren wasteland. The only things that I had to begin with were my Gothic cathedral birdhouse that I did in a DIY video last year in 2019, and then I had this wolf tombstone statue that I got from Target. But other than that, that's all I had on the patio. And then the only other things that I had that were patio worthy was this bat plant pot that I made 3 years ago on my channel. If you want to check out how to make your own little bat plant pot, I will link it down below. Aside from that bat plant pot, I also had these 3 pots and a plant stand from IKEA. I think everyone has this plant stand and these pots. At the time, I didn't put them out on the patio because, girl, it was March and it's way too cold outside for those poor little plants. Back in March is when I decided to finally do something about the patio. We had been living in this apartment for 3 months and it was starting to just warm up and not rain every single day at that point. Lo and behold, like a month later, it would rain every single day for like a month straight. But at the time, it was nice. It was nice for like a whole entire week, and I was inspired to buy some stuff to go on the patio, particularly chairs. Let's go over all the things that I ended up buying in March and April to help with the lack of seating, the lack of anything outside. So on March 18th, I ordered a wicker basket chair from Overstocked. This is called, are you ready? It's pretty long. The Malia Outdoor Standing Wicker Basket Chair with Cushion by Christopher Knight Home. This was in the color brown with tan cushion. And if you do like this chair, it is still available online. This chair, I paid $241.16. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, but hey, I like it. It reminds me of those really cool porter chairs, if you know what I'm talking about, that look kind of like the Haunted Mansion doom buggies. So that's kind of why I liked it. And I was also taking a gamble because I wasn't sure if this was going to be a true brown or was going to be black, because the picture online showed this wicker color to be black. So I was hoping that it would come and it would be black, and luckily for me, it came in black. Now, I'm not super fond of the tan cushion, and this is something that I would like to replace in the future, but for now, it's fine. It does its job, it's comfortable, but I'm hoping in the future I can maybe buy a black one or a black and white striped one to go on instead, but details, you know. When I got this wicker chair, girl, the box was huge and really, really heavy, and I would recommend, if you decide to build this chair as well, that you get a buddy, get a friend, get your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, and have them help you with it. I was being a stubborn Susan, and I was like, I could do it myself. And so I built it myself. It took probably way longer than it would have if I had a buddy to help me build it, but I did. I built it. I would also recommend you build it on the area that you're putting it on. It barely fit through our patio door onto the patio. But once I finally got this thing built, it was super sturdy. It feels like really nice quality, and I am not worried about this thing falling apart at all. I love how on the chair, on the arm parts, it has a place to actually put your arms down instead of just having like a thin rail there. And you know who loves it even more? My cat Edgar. He lays on it all the time. It's his new favorite spot to lay. So along with this order of my grand wicker basket chair, I ordered a 4-foot circular black jute rug, and I also ordered a rug pad to go underneath it, so that way it would hopefully help it from moving around. I actually don't know if it does that much difference because it's outside and the jute has some texture on it, but hey, you know what? Whatever. That thing helps a little bit, so. Also, for some reason, my cat really loves that jute rug. He loves to lay on it. So of course we can't just have one chair on the patio. We need two, because there's me and my boyfriend in our apartment. He needs a chair to sit on. So I asked him what kind of chair he wanted, and he wanted one of those hanging, like, swinging chairs. And some of them can be pretty expensive, if you know about the one I'm talking about, that have like that stand. But Pier 1 had a bunch of those, and I was kind of looking around, and I found a really cool macrame style one that was like kind of boho but also kind of gothy, and I was digging it. So I asked him if he wanted that chair, and he said hell yeah. So I got it for him. This chair was from Walmart, and it is titled the Best Choice Products Hanging Macrame Rope Swing Chair with Fringe Tassels in the color black, and I paid $51.99. This is still available, but I think they hiked up the price a little bit, so. And then not soon after I placed that order on Walmart, I placed another order, which was for, let's backtrack to the chair real fast. So when I got this chair, I actually was impressed with how well made it was. I'm not normally a big fan of Walmart, but when I was looking around for this style of chair, it was the cheapest at the time to buy it from Walmart, so I decided to take a gamble and do it. It has held up super duper well. The tassels haven't like frayed or anything after being outside for a few months, and the swing hasn't really stretched out a whole lot, like the seat underneath it. So I'm pretty impressed with that. That was the number one thing I was kind of worried about, was how much the seat part would eventually sag from people sitting on it over and over again. So for the chair, as you can see, there is no hanging thing to put it on. And in order to hang this, I had my boyfriend run over to Ace Hardware, and we picked up about $20 worth of items, and he helped me hang it up on that support beam on the patio above it. So that's where we decided to hang it. So I guess living on the middle floor has its benefits sometimes. So we hung it there. It has an anchor and everything, so it is safe, but if I were you guys at home, I would double check to make sure that where you're hanging it is safe and you're hanging it in a very safe way. Don't just hang it up wherever. You want to make sure that it's stable so that way you don't hurt yourself and your chair doesn't fall on you or anything like that. Be safe out there, please. Safety first, folks. Safety number one always. And I'd also make sure you double check with your landlord or your apartment complex to make sure that you guys are allowed to do this on your patio space. And if you guys are not able to, you can always buy one of those hanger things that I was talking about earlier, and you can hang that swing on that. So not too long after this chair purchase from Walmart, I ordered another thing from Walmart, and I ordered the Red Carpet Studios adjustable freestanding deck base for $19.93. I double checked, and this item is no longer available, but at the time I bought this item for a particular reason. So I bought this base to go along with an item that I purchased from Bed Bath & Beyond. So on April 7th, I ordered the Whitehall Products Baton Moon Garden Weathervane in black. This was $39.99 from Bed Bath & Beyond. There are other places that do sell it, but I found it to be the cheapest on Bed Bath & Beyond. This item though, I have a bone to pick with them. It looks super aesthetic and beautiful. I actually noticed this item on Pinterest forever ago and I immediately pinned it, and I said to myself, if I ever find this on any website, I'm going to buy it. So I did, and it is not as well made as it looks online or in pictures. It's very deceiving, and why can't they up the quality a little bit? That would just make it so much better. So when I was putting this together, I was so frustrated. Let me cut to the footage of me putting it together so you can just see my thoughts and how frustrating this was for me. Hi, real quick update. So I was looking at the instructions. First off, I was wondering why they provided the same instructions on the other side. Notice the difference. One side is for the rooftop assembly and one is for a garden assembly. And if you decide to use the rooftop assembly, they do not provide you with 6 mounting screws or bolts, so that does not pertain to me. However, if that is something that you wanted with this, heads up, they don't provide that for you. So go figure there. Another thing that I noticed was quite annoying about this Weathervane thing is how you hang the bat. So here is the bat, here's how you hang it. It's kind of janky. I don't know why they just didn't include the hanging thing on the bat already. Don't ask, I have no idea. I feel like it would have been a lot easier for everybody. So hanging it where it's not crooked is impossible, I feel like, and trying to thread this little key ring onto that metal piece that's on the crescent moon, it's gonna tear your fingernails apart. So 2 flaws with this design photo. Okay, that's all I wanted to mention. Let's get back to building this thing. As I do not have a garden or a roof, I had to think of a different ways so I could actually place this as a decoration on my patio. So I ended up buying this garden stake holder. So instead of staking your thing to the ground, you would just put it in this. The design of this is not perfect for what I got, but I have decided to make it work. And it's been way too long I've had this for to return it, so I am makeshifting what I can. So I've decided to take one of the poles that they give you and just smoosh it on the space. Just smoosh it. And I think it's pretty stable. If it's gonna fall over, it's just gonna all fall over together. So I'm pretty confident. And then I'm not going to include this stake with it. It comes with, or not stake, but pole. I'm not going to include this pole with it. It comes with 3 total. I'm just going to use the one I have on here right now, the one that comes with the northeast southwest thing, and then the crescent moon and the bats, because I think that'll be plenty tall. Okay, let me finish assembling this and then get it outside. So while this Weathervane looks so nice, it's so poorly made, so really it's up to you if you want the aesthetic over the quality. So after I bought that Weathervane, which took forever to get delivered to me, I decided that we needed some more outdoor lights on our patio. I'm kind of picky about outdoor lighting. I'm picky about a lot of things about outdoor decorations and patio furniture. A lot of it I'm not a big fan of. But I ended up finding these hanging pendant lights off of eBay. They are called the Hanging Globe Solar Lights Outdoor Pendant Lamp for Patios, Porches, and Yards, and I paid $27.98 for it. I just really liked how they were hanging in a spiral pattern. It's solar powered, so that's pretty sweet. So for the first week, it did work, and it looks super cool. As you can see, the lights were glowing. I liked the whole crackle effect on it. However, after that week, it has never turned on since. And it's probably because we live in Oregon, and this thing wasn't kidding in the description when it said that it needs at least like 8 hours of full sunlight to charge to have enough power at night to give you light. So if you are living on a patio that's not on the top floor where you get the most sun, or if you live somewhere that doesn't really get a lot of sun, like Oregon, maybe you should pass on these hanging globe lights. They look cool out there, but they have no function at the moment because it doesn't get enough sun. the hunt is still on to find some really cool patio lights. But Halloween is approaching us, and I'm really hoping that I can find some lights that, give a more gothy, spooky aesthetic. Later in the month of April, I decided, we probably should buy a table because while it's nice sitting on some chairs, if you want to grab a drink, you kind of have to just hold it or put it on the ground. So I'm looking and searching and trying to find a patio table that I like. And like I was saying earlier, apparently I'm very picky about patio tables. I don't like the ones that are square with like the metal and the glass. I think those are kind of ugly. No offense. I just like vintagey looking things, and I ended up finding something that I did like, and it was affordable because some stuff I liked it, but like $400 for a table, no thank you. So luckily my dreams were answered from Target. I ordered the Danish plastic nylon side table in black by Christopher Knight Home for $61.19. Unfortunately, this item is no longer available on Target. So here is footage of me putting this together. I'm gonna say that was the best screwdriver that was included in like an item that I've ever seen. It was magnetic. So thank you, Target, for giving me a magnetic screwdriver. This was super easy to put together. Took like very minimal effort. I could do it by myself easily, and it looks great out there. I really like the texture of it. It's really easy to clean. So the table I got from Target was actually the last piece of furniture I ordered for the patio. Some other stuff that I ordered was accessory related, and that was kind of sprawled out throughout the months of March to April. So there are two things I ordered at the same time off of Wayfair. They are pillows, because who doesn't need a good pillow for your outdoor patio furniture? I bought a set of 2 black lumbar pillows. These are still available on Wayfair for $30.99. That's the price I paid. It may have fluctuated since then. And then I also bought a really cute purple pillow that has bats and pumpkins and ghosts. And it is titled the Spradley Halloween Pattern Throw Pillow. And when I purchased it, it was $35.49. May have varied since then. So while on my hunt for some cool outdoor gothy vampire-y Halloween pillows, I discovered a couple things. One, Wayfair does have a lot of really cool Halloween outdoor pillows. You just kind of have to search for them. You gotta be a little investigator and kind of hunt on their website to find them. That's how I ended up finding this pillow that I bought. They also have another one that's white with black bats that I actually really liked, but I found that after I had bought the one that I have, so I was like, oh well, maybe at some other time I'll buy that. Who knows, maybe I will. And then after that, I discovered that Society 6 added a feature where you can buy their pillows and they will make them so they're outdoor safe now. So before they only had pillows that were made for indoors, but recently, as of this year, they added the feature where you can purchase outdoor safe pillows. Guys, definitely go on there if you are stuck on finding some really cool pillows that are more of your gothy spooky vibe. So now that we've gone through all the items that I have purchased over these last few months, let's see the final results. let's cut here real fast. As you can see in this footage, when I took it back like a month and a half ago, I hadn't painted my pots yet from IKEA. But let's cut to the footage I just did a couple of days ago of where I decided to take the time to paint these pots, and I'm so glad that I did. I used some outdoor acrylic paint in black and just took some paintbrushes, sat down, used an old pizza box, and decided to paint on these plant pots. I decided to give each plant pot a different web design. I thought that would just be more interesting to look at. I wanted them to be cohesive and go together, but I didn't want them to have the same exact design. So on one pot, I just made a single half web at the very top of the pot. Then I did a repeating half web all the way around the base of the second pot, which has my little cute little ivy, whatever that plant is called. I love it, it's so cute. And then for the third pot, I was having more trouble figuring out what I wanted to put on this one because it's smaller, and I already had the two designs that I thought of previously used on the other pots, but I finally came up with using like a quarter of a spider web and having them face opposite of each other, and I do really like how it turned out. And I think having these three set together on that little IKEA plant stand is the cutest thing ever, and it added just some spookiness to that corner because there really wasn't all that many spooky things going on over there. If you also decide to paint your little plant pots like how I did, please make sure you wait 72 hours for your outdoor paint to fully dry and set. Also, if you want and you're not worried about the finish as much as I was, because these had a little glossy finish and I was worried if I used sandpaper that it would take that away, but if you prefer and if you can use it on your pots that you've purchased, I would recommend sanding where you want to paint them just to help the paint adhere better. But I have used that acrylic paint in the past and it does stay on fairly well. If you use it on a smooth surface, it'll just take you a couple more coats to get it to be an opaque black. Those are all my tips if you also want to create your own spooky spiderweb plant pots. So while I really do love how this patio makeover turned out, there are some never-ending tweaks I would like to make to it. So in the future, there are some things I would like to change. One of them being adding more lights. I think that that's something that's more of a practicality thing than an aesthetic thing. So I ordered two things off of Target's Halloween pre-order, and they are both lights that are patio or outdoor safe. I ordered a ghost-shaped neon light, and I also ordered a hanging skeleton arm lantern, and I'm really excited to add these onto the patio for extra lighting because, as you can see by my hanging light, it doesn't actually light the patio anymore. So I'm really excited to add these. Like I said earlier, I would really like to replace the cushion that's on the wicker basket chair. I just would rather have one that's all black or one that's black and white striped, something that just goes better with the outside. I don't really have anything tan. I'd also like to add an ottoman, so that way if you're sitting in the basket chair, you have something to put your feet onto. I've seen these really cool black and white striped ottomans that are not too expensive, but just it's on the back burner. It's not a necessity thing. I'd rather buy other stuff to go on the patio than an ottoman, but that is something I would like to add in the future. There are also so many things off Etsy that I would like to buy. I even made myself a little Etsy wish list of patio decor that I would like to get. The main thing I would like to get off of this wish list is a stained glass window. There are so many different options on Etsy of various really cool stained glass windows. A couple that I've been eyeing are this wing skull stained glass window. It looks very similar to a headstone. I also really like a lot of these bat ones that I've seen, and there's just so many options. They got a billion different spiderweb designs. They have pumpkins and a little witch's hat and a skeleton hand. There's just so many cool ones, and if I can link my list down below, I will. I've even found some really cute Halloween potted planters. Looks like some of them have sold since I last looked at my Etsy wish list, but hopefully I can find some more so that way you guys can see them. Hopefully this will help inspire you guys to add some cute little gothy fun to your outdoor patio space. Let's make sure that I mentioned everything that I wanted to in this video. It is going to be a really long one, so hopefully this wasn't too painful to watch and you guys enjoyed the makeover process with me. Just going through my notes, I only have one thing that I forgot to mention, and it is that I really would like to paint the IKEA plant holder a different color. So I'm fine with either painting the IKEA plant stand all black, or I was thinking to add a cool broken glass broken ceramic mosaic to the top where you put your plants on. I ended up an accident breaking one of my Halloween mugs, and then an accident my boyfriend broke my little bat brush holder, so I have some broken ceramics that I don't really know what to do with, and I was thinking maybe I could make a cool mosaic at the very top of those IKEA plant, like where you would place your plants on. So we'll see if I do that in the future. If I do, I'll make sure to tell you guys, but that was the last thing I wanted to mention of maybe future projects for me on the patio. Really hope you guys enjoyed seeing the whole process from start to end, where I began and where I ended up with my patio. And I really hope most of all that this provided you guys with some inspiration on how to decorate your patio, especially if you're a fellow spooky, darkly inclined person like myself. There's not a whole lot of inspiration out there, so I really do hope that this helped in a little tiny way. If you guys have any tips or tricks on how to decorate a patio, or what you guys have done to decorate your patios, please share your wealth of knowledge with us in a comment down below. I'd love to hear some tips and tricks that you guys have for decorating your apartment patio or condo patio, or whatever you want to call it. And with that, I am off. If you have any questions for me, please let me know down below. And hope you all are having an awesome It's Spooky Week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!